Hey everybody, back again with Bengali from the ThunderCats. Um, a little under the weather today, so that's the reason I've been on late. Um, it's just one of those things, I caught a little bit of a bug going around apparently, and running a little bit of a fever today. But anyway, all all is good, all is good, and just knocking this out so we can hang out and draw some cards because this is the last Thundercat that we're going to be doing. We will be moving on to other things. Tomorrow, I start the Tiger Sharks, and we will be doing a few of those. And then I will be moving on into the Transformers, which I've been asked about offline all day since I mentioned that. And I guess people just didn't catch on the last time I mentioned it, but it stuck for some reason this time, which is cool. But I got asked about it all day today, and it's just one of those things where everybody's asking me to skip the rest of it and just do the Thundercat, the Transformers set. So I find that highly amusing, and I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving on these, and uh, definitely looking forward to seeing how those come out when I am feeling a little better, hopefully tomorrow by Saturday at the latest. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I also didn't want to break my streak. So I came on and wanted to knock this out real quick, and really, really, really dig this guy, and I want to finish up the set with a big run. So if you don't know who Bengali is, he is one of the second generation of Thundercats that landed on Third Earth after the original series started. Don't hold me to which episode he appeared in. I'm not that savvy on it, but he appeared with Pumara and Linkso, and was tricked by Mumra and then captured by the mutants as a ploy to say that the Thundercats were evil or whatever, and that's the way the series went. And I think it was Ritaro and Slythe that set that up, and they had them fight for a little bit before they realized that they had new Thundercats and captured them. Blah blah blah, and it was just one of those things. It was an '80s series. It had an easygoing storyline with a moral to it, and it was be careful who you trust and stick to family kind of thing. And it was a great introduction to him. It had a 2 or 3 part series to it, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. So I always thought this guy was a great new addition. There were a few others added later on. Some of them were evil. Some of them, working with the as double agents for Plundar and what have you. They were writing them up to where you could add in 3 or 4 more Thundercats really easy, and they broke the call. But then in the later edition, now they've brought them back into comics and stuff, as I previously mentioned. And since they did that, they rewrote them, with Panthro being there and some of the new Thundercats already being in play and not coming into the series, which I found that just fascinating. Because, it's not just a hardcore reboot. They actually rewrote the story. So whatever works. I'm about halfway through the first season, which I've been watching it very slowly, and I have to admit, it's not something that I can binge watch very easily. I have to do so, in my downtime, which is very, very small and very short because of the fact that I have to do so much, with my comics and writing and editing and all that. And, I'm not saying I'm busier than anybody else. It's just I'm a busy guy. That's it, period. But I am working on that, and we'll see how it goes. It's one of those things. I think it's going to be a good series to finish out and pick up on and enjoy. But we'll see. And I got word the other day that they were talking about, I didn't want to say anything till I could confirm it, but right now it's just rumor status, so period. Take it with a grain of salt. They were talking about Netflix getting a hold of the Tiger Sharks and rebooting them as one of the Mattel lines that they wanted to redo since they got the whole thing going with Voltron and it did so well. And I found that very interesting. I hope they do, because I would love to see that pushed forward. But we'll see. We'll see. So, but yep. Hey Tom, Damien, and I think Larry's still on with us. Maybe. You still there, Larry? I don't know. But yeah, this is going to round out my ThunderCats set, and I'm happy with it so far, as long as I don't cut the lines here, which I just did an amateur thing. I cut the lines to bottom it, but whatever. So I'll flesh that out when I ink it and move that back into place. And this is like the worst logo ever, but I'm okay with that right now, because I shouldn't be out of bed. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we'll go from there. But when I ink it, I'll try to improve on this logo a little bit. It has proven to be a problem child in the past, and is proving to be so yet again. So everybody has a vice, right? Apparently mine is the logo. So I'm making this strap thicker because of the fact that it's going to be over here, and it's going to be through this utility belt right here. So we're going to have to bring that up a little bit. But yeah, we'll make it pop off there. So what we got going on right now is, even though through the pain and the horror and the torture of this downtime that I've been forced to take today, I did relax a little bit, but yet I still got some of the new pages for the upcoming webcomic, The Phantom Rising, which you guys are going to really dig. At least I hope you will. I've been getting a little bit of feedback on it. One or two people that I've shown it to have been really cool about it, and we'll see where it goes from there before I release it out to you guys in a week or so. I'm hoping to get out by Wednesday, the first couple pages at least, but I still have to do a little more catching up on the inks and the coloring. I have to touch them up. They look a little gritty, so it is what it is. We'll get there. But it's going to be a fun series. It's going to be a fun series. Fun. I think that I'm going to color some of these over dinner while I'm resting up a little bit. I'm going to get back in, break out the old Copics and the Prismacolors and start knocking this stuff out. Start getting some of these cards with some texture and some color. I've been getting hammered about that again. It's funny because everybody wants to see this set colored up, and I keep getting asked about prints, and I was going to tell you guys, I will not be doing prints. Hey, thanks, Tom. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I will not be doing prints on these because of the fact that I don't do other people's characters as prints. It's just not my thing, and I am against using uncopyrighted and untrademarked material. I mean, I'm doing these as live cards, and that's a different thing because this is my art, drawing those characters, not me stealing those characters and making a profit off of them selling prints that shouldn't be made, okay? That's a big difference there, and everybody thinks about that, and it's like, well, it's my art, I should be able to print it. Well, I've got a bunch of friends that are artists, and they've decided to go off and make prints against some better judgment, and it turned out that, hey, there's a fly in here, and it bit them in the butt. DC will send you a cease and desist letter really fast, and Marvel, Disney, not so much, but you know, they're killing their line anyway, so they know it's going to be dead, and we'll see how that goes. They're animating and flushing their stuff from what they're saying all the time, but who knows? I mean, we've discussed this before, so it could go good, it could go bad, they could reboot. I don't know. As of the point right now, though, this is one of those things where you don't need to do a bunch of stuff that is not your stuff. If you don't own it, don't do a bunch of stuff that's not original. Okay, you know, if you're going to do it and get it out there like this in an original format, where you're getting these cards out or pinups, you know, posters, pages, whatever you want to do as your original artwork, but never, never, ever print them, because you will get sued. You know, I mean, there's a lot of counter stuff, you know, out there. There's a counter opinion on that, but yes, you can say, well, you know, you guys put it on sketch covers and allow people to do that. But the thing is, the loophole is it's original pieces, not you're basically buying the comic book boards and covers with their brand on them. You're not selling the originals as duplicated prints, which is the big problem. So keep that in mind when you get, you know, these going, because like I said, I had a couple of good friends get into a lot of trouble over that, and I refuse to do the same. So I won't be doing that. But I appreciate you guys offering. If you want to buy an original, you will have an opportunity to do that very soon. And if not, that's fine too. Whatever works. But yeah, I don't allow for my stuff to be printed off and sold. I had a couple of things on DeviantArt for a little while, but I took all of that down, and if I catch anything else up there, I will take it down. You know, I'm sure there's one or two that slipped through the cracks probably. I think I've talked about that before, which I probably need to take down, like my Spider-Man, or, you know, a couple of the others that have just been up there for ages. But I don't want to sell prints, because that's one of those things I just don't agree with. And I don't want people selling a bunch of, you know, bootlegged prints of my characters as they come out either. So I ask for that mutual respect, and it would make me a hypocrite not to do so. So I don't do that. But anyway, as that goes, that's fair enough on that. I am going to pencil in these stripes here. He's kind of like, physically, he is basically Lion-O with tigress hair. I get asked that a lot. You know, when I posted this, I got about 10 questions privately about it. You know, how did you do this? Well, it's basically, like I said, it's Lion-O. He's a lot thicker than Tigra, and he's a warrior, an enforcer, and he's a young soldier. So you have to go from that perspective. But yeah, he's, like I said, he's got kind of a Tigra hairstyle and a whopping jaw like Lion-O. So he's got a little bit more of a refined and distinguished look, you know, a little stiffer, more rugged look. So, and we're going to knock these out right in here. I like to make these swish marks kind of like a Nike thing, and the reason I do that is because they flow better in short bursts like that, rather than making them look like lightning bolts, which just looks weird. I don't like to do that. I want them to look like they're supposed to, like it's hair. I mean, as much as you can with a fictional character anyway. It's just comic books, don't freak. So I had a guy message me today and ask me, you know, how far are you going to take this series out? Like, I don't get that one all the time. You know, you just have to wait and see. If everybody keeps showing up and keeps on trucking along, we'll keep doing them. But, you know, I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday about possibly going off and wrapping this up soon. And, you know, it's just one of those things. I got a lot of good feedback on it, and I think I'm going to keep going for a little while. I just may have to shake things up a little bit. So, but we'll see how it goes. So if you guys want to keep it going, trust me, you're going to want to keep involved. Because if you don't, I won't be here drawing the comic stuff anymore. I won't be drawing the cards. I'll move on to the books and, um, squash this for a bit. But I don't want to do that. I like doing these and hanging out with you guys and getting a lot of cool feedback from it. But we'll see how it goes. So. Put a couple of scratches in here for the detail on these belts. And get a shadow line going right here. Now, I don't want to do these too heavy. Like I said, I have an open style, as you guys very well know. And I want to make sure that everything gets properly represented without being overworked. I like the classic look. That's the way I want to go with it. Like these shoulder pads here, they're blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm not sure what kind of texture they're supposed to have. I don't think they're armor because they flex. Even in the show, they flex. And I think I'm going to go more of a body armor, Kevlar, plastic kind of thing going on rather than trying to block all that out and just do the metallic thing because they're very dull. They don't shine a lot. So whatever works. Oh yeah, you bet, man. For those that can't see this, Tom just commented that thanks for the heads up. So that's probably in regards to the prints. Knowing what he's doing, that's probably in regards to the prints. But yeah, this is one of those things where, like I said, I'm gonna have to rework that when I ink it. But then again, maybe not. I may just leave it that way because that's the way it came out. I don't know. We'll see what happens when it's fleshed out. Now, on this coming Sunday, I will be full-time back to doing the podcast, both of them. I had some server issues with my site because, unfortunately, one of my hosting network servers got a bad hard drive, and it lost a bunch of data off of the stuff that I had pre-recorded, ready to release in October. So we recovered that, reloaded it, and now have a new machine up there. So we're going to be handling a bunch of the new podcast stuff for Comic Kickstarter and for my other new podcast that's going to be coming up, showing you how to do the business stuff, man. It's pretty cool. So lots more of this craziness, lots more cool interviews, and us hanging out and talking about the comic stuff. It's the shop, man. It's the shop. So it'll be fun. I look forward to it, and hopefully you guys will too. But if not, I'll just play an hour of crickets. Just be chirp, 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 chirp. It'll be bad. Not good, not good. So, yeah, let's not do that. Putting a little drop shadow underneath that, because it's got a shadow there. Let's see. I think that's about got him. That was pretty quick. And feeling the way I do, I appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with me so late, because like I said, I was not sure that I was going to make it today. I did not feel 100%. I might even break 10 if I try. But yeah, let's see what we got so far. We have Bengali here. I'm going to call that done. All right. I don't want to mess with that too much. Now, these cards are coming out really well, and they did show up as a unit, so it's pretty cool. I'm going to lay a couple of these out like this, just for you guys to get a look. They do look consistent, so we did achieve a cool point, okay? Now there's Snarf and the mutants. They've decided to slide down on me. But there's the mutants as we saw yesterday. These two are on the table tonight, which I didn't get to because, like I said, I got under the weather, which I'm sorry about that. Then we have Bengali finishing it up. And, of course, you guys have this guy right here, the Big Mumra. So we have that going on. And tomorrow we start the ThunderCats, okay? So you guys will be, I'm sorry, not the ThunderCats, but the Tiger Sharks. Geez, like I said, under the weather. But yeah, we will be doing the Tiger Sharks with the first one being Mako, the leader of the team. He was based on a Mako shark, and that's where we'll go from there. But anyway, that's about it for me today. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you tomorrow.